Who doesn't know the classic tale of Little Red Riding Hood, the naive Aryan princess of red, who in her pseudo-utopian existence takes a basket of treats to her sick grandmother, only to run into a hideous wolf who devours sweet old Granny, dresses in her nightgown, and consumes Red as well, until a brave woodsman cuts open the wolf and saves them. But there is another side to the tale of Red Riding Hood, not so well known. In 1814, Wilhelm Grimm discovered his wife's affair with his brother Jacob. Grimm, already a vicious opponent of the women's suffrage movement, broke away from his brother and sought to break the conventions of the fairy tale tradition while still reinforcing gender norms. Fueled by bitterness, hatred, and a rampant cocaine addiction, Wilhelm rewrote the tale of Red Riding Hood to warn the world against the dangers of feminism. Now, for the first time, this sad example of misogyny and drug addiction has been released to the public. Ladies and gentlemen, Hood! Contrary to the sanitized corporate version of the tale, Little White Riding Hood didn't live in the idyllic countryside. No, baby, it was Crips to the left, Bloods to the right, crack dealers on the corner crying, "Nigga, wanna get high?" No Nazi cream puff. Hood was the result of a biracial one-night stand 16 years before while standing in line for It's a Small World. One day, Hood's mother sent her to take her sick grandmother sustenance. Hood had her own name for her grandmother. Satan's concubine. Hood's grandmother was the most hideous woman in the 90210 zip code. But her fortune was unequaled. She refused to use oral thermometers, so Hood had to measure her temperature by other means. She ate corn on the cob and then made Hood pick her dentures clean. When Hood got thirsty, she had to drink from the bidet. The only female grandmaster in the Ku Klux Klan, grandmother even made Little White Riding Hood iron her little white lynching hood. Hood went to get the slut more booze when a drug-dealing wolf took a liking to her luscious flesh. All of this was shame enough, but it was not until Granny washed Hood's Little White Riding Hood with her red lingerie that the repugnant spectacle of that independence first entered Hood's mind. The disfigurement of her riding hood weighed heavy on her heart, and Hood began to lose her mind. "I wish I could just kill her," she cried to herself, "but I'm just a weak little girl. What can I do?"
Embrace your inner fellas. I am your Fairy Brie Cheese. Bow to me.
"But I don't."
"Bow to me. Heed my word, child. Do not be content with this phallocentric world of gender norms. You are a strong, empowered woman. Embrace your inner phallus, and you shall be delivered."
It was at this point that Hood turned down the dark road of feminism and decided to murder her poor, defenseless KKK granny. Why, just that day she had been dusting when she happened upon a most unusual paper. And she knew just a patsy. Hood hadn't felt so free since she'd taken the clothes off her Barbie dolls. The next day, Hood paid her sweet grandmother a surprise visit. Death by Funyuns. Ah, the sweet crunch of revenge. Hood had never stood up to anybody before, and Granny was just the beginning. The feeling of her toes mashing into the wolf's genitalia filled her with excitement, arousal, and a yearning for macaroni and cheese. With no other choice, the big bad crack-dealing wolf agreed to do whatever she wanted. Hood demanded the wolf consume her grandmother. The wolf asked how he could possibly gobble up someone all at once. There was only one solution. By the time the wolf got to grandmother's feet, his full stomach made him foolhardy, and he threatened to turn Hood into the police unless he was given half the insurance money. Hood agreed, but had no intention of splitting anything, except the wolf's skull.
"What big Soviet K-7 bolt-action submachine guns you have," said the wolf. "They're better to make you eat lead, sucker!" As if that weren't enough, she mocked the wolf's bloodied corpse. But some wolves never die. Embrace your inner fellas. Hood knew the gunfire would bring some brave woodsman scouting the woods for any helpless girls in need of saving by his burly machismo. She had to think fast. Hood turned on the waterworks as the woodsman came in, explaining how the wolf had eaten her grandmother and then disguised himself in Granny's clothes in order to seduce and consume Hood. When the woodsman heard the tale, he wept, for he had no helpless female to save. In addition to the insurance money, Red received ample publicity, fending off a vicious, racist wolf. She starred in her own feminist primetime show on UPN, Hoodie the Wolf Slayer, but her success was short-lived. Hood was sent to prison for insurance fraud, where she was killed in a cafeteria brawl with 3 little pigs over a bowl of stale tapioca pudding. The moral of our story is that racism is bad, but feminism is worse. All you little girls who want to be independent and strong, if God wanted you to embrace your inner phallus, he would have given you a penis. Some scholars argue the moral of Wilhelm's tale is no different than the classic version, but the two tales would most likely agree on one thing. Never trust cheese with a French accent.
Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want. Listen to me, Little Red Riding Hood, I don't think little big girls should go walking in these spooky old woods alone.